When your teen gets irritable or shuts down during or after video games, it can feel confusing. Aren't games supposed to be relaxing and fun? Many parents feel stuck between controlling their teen or coddling them. But here's the surprise. Often the video game itself isn't causing the meltdown. The game is like a pause button on life, and when it's taken away, shutdowns explode because there's nothing else to replace it. So what do? We lower the emotional temperature first before addressing video games. Once you understand what is actually happening beneath the surface, you'll be able to respond with a language that cools the engine, all without the power struggles. My name is Dr. Michael Chayati, aka Dr. Michael. I'm a pediatrician helping parents of emotionally sensitive teens with ADHD rebuild connection and instill confidence through a shared language of intuitive, science-backed frameworks. Almost all emotional shutdowns can be explained by one of three broad areas: low motivation, capacity, or skills. We'll unpack these later, but today we're focusing on capacity. That is, how games affect their brain and body's capacity to handle emotions in this moment. Think about your teen's daily responsibilities with school, homework, chores, and the growing expectations of adolescence. Many emotionally sensitive teens with ADHD can be very hard on themselves. They care deeply, but when they feel like they've let you down or let themselves down again and again, a shutdown spiral begins. So what do video games provide? Often the opposite, at least temporarily. They quiet the thoughts in their head. They regulate emotion, and they restore momentum. This is why when the game ends, or when something goes wrong in the game, that temporary regulation disappears. All the negative thoughts and emotions come flooding back. This brings us to our key point. Many parents view gaming as just a fun or relaxing activity. Sometimes that's true, but some teens experience gaming as an emotional regulation activity. They may not be aware of it, you may not be aware of it, but once you see it through this lens, everything changes. Now it's no longer that all video games are bad. Rather, it allows you to ask better questions. What are video games providing for my teen in this moment? And what support is missing from other aspects of their life? As you can imagine, this is not a quick fix, but understanding is the first step towards providing that support. Here's a simple metaphor that explains your teen's shutdowns. Imagine your teen is on a road trip. You need three things: a destination to go to, a vehicle to get there, and driving skills to operate the vehicle. The destination is your teen's motivation. The vehicle is their brain and body's capacity, and the driving skills are their executive function. Any of these three can be a source of a shutdown: low motivation, capacity, or skills. And if the emotional engine of the vehicle consistently overheats, it means their capacity is limited, and it doesn't take much for things to break down. Zooming in on the vehicle, here's a way to visualize what causes their emotional temperature to rise. I use a framework called T.E.M.P, which stands for thoughts, emotions, momentum, and perspective. Each layer feeds the one below it. T is thoughts. What is their brain telling them in this moment? E is emotions. What is their body feeling in this moment? M is momentum, whether they feel stuck or moving. And P is perspective, how they see themselves in their future. Negative thoughts fuel heavy emotions. Heavy emotions drain momentum, and over time, that shapes perspective. Here's a quick example. Thoughts: man, school has been tough lately. Emotions: I feel frustrated, annoyed. Momentum: I don't feel like doing homework right now. It's so hard to get started. Perspective: why am I always like this? I must be lazy. Just like a car spinning its wheels, imagine what this loop does to their perspective over time. So what can you do as a parent? It will be very tempting to try to fix everything in one go. But just remember this: progress, however small, is still progress. Understanding is the first step, but it is a very important one. A second practical step is this: use language that externalizes their emotions. For example, instead of saying, "Hey, why are you so angry all the time?" try saying, "I can see your emotional engine is overheating. It seems things have felt tough for you lately." You may feel silly saying it for the first time. Your teen may not respond as positively as you hope, but don't be discouraged. The goal isn't to replace a negative perspective in one go, but repeated statements that acknowledge how they feel lowers the emotional temperature. And by doing so today, you then create the capacity their body needs to grow in motivation and skills tomorrow. So back to video games. Where does this new understanding leave us? I've spoken to many parents, and there are multiple opinions regarding video games. So it may not be surprising to say there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Every family is different. For some teens, gaming is a fun hobby. For others, it becomes an unhealthy coping tool. Sometimes it can be difficult to distinguish between the two. This does not mean that your boundaries as a parent doesn't matter. It means that video games are often a signal of what's going on underneath, not just a problem many parents think it is. In fact, let's explore this at a wider scale. You could replace video games with almost any behavior. Whether it's doom scrolling, binge watching TV shows, or vaping, I hear very similar statements from teens, such as, "Everything feels chaotic around me. My brain won't shut off. I don't know how else to relax." Think about that. I don't know how else to relax. It tells us these behaviors aren't random. Humans gravitate towards activities that regulate their nervous system. And we all do it, myself included, just with different activities and to varying degrees. Which brings us to our third and final practical step. When the time feels right, share a similar moment from your story, whether it's something current or in the past. In clinic, I've shared this example with teens. I know doom scrolling on my phone is not the healthiest habit, yet I still catch myself doing it. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person or I'm lazy. It just means I'm human. By showing a little bit of vulnerability, you're modeling for your teen that it is human to struggle, and we all need each other to help us learn and help us grow. Here are the key summary takeaways for today. Step 1, recognize that shutdowns during or after video games may be a signal of an overheated emotional engine beneath the surface. Step 2, acknowledge their feelings before fixing by using language that externalizes, such as, "I can see your emotional engine is overheating." Step 3, when the time feels right, share a similar moment from your story, whether current or in the past. If this video gave you a new way to see what's happening, that alone is a win. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what resonates with you. Understanding doesn't solve everything, but it is a strong foundation to start from. If you want a practical strategy of how to tell your teen to stop gaming during a session without causing a shutdown or a meltdown, please check out the video on screen. Stay encouraged and hopeful, my friend, and we will talk next time.